Hi, this is Munson with Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song by Stephen Stills called Change Partners. And we're going to start on an A major chord and kind of walk through an easy way to play this, and we'll talk about some other things that you can do to kind of move around it to get more of kind of those rhythm licks through it. But we're going to start on an A major, and the way you play A major, first finger is going to go to the D string on the second fret, second finger on the G string on the second fret, and third finger on the B string on the second fret. So it's a big party on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A major chord, and that sounds really, really happy. And on our intro, actually, we'd end up doing the A major. Like I said, we're kind of doing the easy version first 8 times, and then we go to an E major chord. And the way you play E major, first finger is going to go to the G string on the first fret, second finger on the A string on the second fret, and third finger on the D string on the second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E major chord. It sounds really, really happy. And that kind of gets repeated for our verse. And a lot of times with a song like this, to make it more interesting, I like adding something called a strum pattern. And this particular song actually changes between a 3/4 and a 4/4 meter. But the verse is in 3/4 time, and we're going to start with just a down, down, up for our strum pattern. So we took the A and just tried that out. We'd have A with down, down, up, A, down, down, up, A, down, up, down, up, A, down, up, down, up, A, down, up, down, up, A, down, 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 down, up, down, B, 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 down, down, up, down, up. Now another option though for those A majors is if you want to kind of follow a little bit of the melody, you could actually throw in something called A sus. And the way you play A sus is if you take the A major and kind of take the pinky and add him in on the B string on the 3rd fret, then now that's called an A sus or an A suspended. And actually, as an aside, you could actually use something called A sus2 as well, where if you just do the first finger on the D string 2nd fret, second finger on the D string on the 2nd fret, and kind of strum all those together, that's something called A sus2. And what you may want to do is kind of play around like moving between those different A's. So you could have A with the down, down, up, A sus, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, A sus2, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, A sus, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, A sus2, down, down, up, get more kind of that open. So if you wanted to, you could kind of play around with kind of that A and the A sus and the A sus2. And actually on the E major, if you wanted to, you could kind of take the E major, and then if you take the pinky and kind of add him in on the G string on the 2nd fret. So now it kind of looks like an A major, but you're on A, D, and E. That's something called E sus. So if you wanted to, you could even kind of use that same idea on the E sus to kind of get some moving notes around the chords. So if we tried it that way, then we kind of have the A, down, up, A sus, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, A sus, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, A sus, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, A sus, down, up, E, down, down, E sus, down, up, E, down, E sus. Now just as an aside though, so the strum pattern wise, you can actually kind of do different variations on that 3/4 too. So for instance, you could kind of do kind of a long down and then a up, down, 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 up, kind of feeling it in 3 still. So if we tried it that way, you'd have kind of A, up, down, up, 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 A, up, down, E, down, up, down, up, E, sus, E, sus. So you may want to kind of experiment with those ways too. And that last time through the verse, we'd be doing the A, down, up, 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 A, down, E, down, E, down, up, E, down. We got a big E. And then right after that, we go to a D major chord. And when we play D major, first finger is going to go to the G string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the high E string on the 2nd fret, and third finger on the B string on the 3rd fret. And if you kind of strum just the D, G, B, and E, kind of the skinny 4 strings, that sounds a D major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. And then from the D major on our chorus, we go to an A major chord, and then we go to an E major chord. And then we end up kind of repeating that. The weird thing is the meter changes from 3/4, that down, down, up, to a 4/4. And one way to do that is to use one of my favorite 4/4 strum patterns, which is down, down, up, down, up. So we took the D and just tried that a lot. We'd have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, get your right hand used to it. The weird part is the D and the A kind of half that strum pattern, so we really only have enough time to do a down, down, up on each of those chords. So we tried it that way. We'd have D with a down, down, up, A, down, down, up, E, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, E, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, A, down, down, up, and then a big E. And then at the very end of our chorus, actually, we kind of have a chorus tag where we go back into 3/4. And there's some really cool other D chords that you can kind of throw in for this, actually, and you can kind of hear them in the background for what Stephen's playing. And you kind of start on the D major, but then if you take the D major and kind of lift off the second finger, which is a dangerous finger to lift off. So now I got first finger on the G string, 2nd fret, third finger on the B string on the 3rd fret. You can still strum just the top 4 strings. That's something called D sus2. And then from the D sus2, you can kind of take the pinky and go to the high E on the 3rd fret. So now I got first finger on the G 2nd, third finger on the B string 3rd, and the pinky on the high E on the 3rd. And if you strum the top 4 strings with that, that's called D sus, or D suspended. And then from the D sus, we go back to D major, and we're back in 3/4 times. So if we tried that with our down, down, up, we'd have D with down, down, up, down, D sus2, down, down, up, down, D sus, down, down, up, down, D, down, down, up, down, up. And then from there, we'd be going back into our intro part, which is like our verse. Now, one other thing that I would think about adding to the tune, though, is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, or the down, down, up, you can throw in a bass note for each chord. So, for instance, on the A chord, you can do the A string for your bass, and then do your down, up for the verses. So we got A with an A bass, down, up, A with an A bass, down, up, A with an A bass, down, up, and all those A sus's and the A sus2 would actually have that same bass note. And then from the A, on the E major, you'd have the low E string for your bass. So low E bass, down, up, low E bass, down, up, low E bass, down, up. So we tried our verse that way. Oh, and for the D chord, you have the D string for your bass when we get to the D bass. Although we don't end up kind of using that for the verse part, but for the chorus. So we tried that through our verse. You'd have the A with an A bass, down, up, 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 U the low E 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 bass, down, up, A with an A 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 bass, down, up, U the low E bass, down, up, U the low E bass, down, up, U the low E bass, down, up, E. And then when you get to your chorus part, that bass idea, then kind of tried it through our chorus. The weird part is that D and A, so we really don't have time to kind of do a bass down up on those 2 chords. So we tried it that way. We'd have D with a D bass, down up, A with an A bass, down up, U with a low E bass, down up, down, D with a D bass, down up, A with an A bass, down, U with a low E bass, down up, down, D with a D bass, down up, A with an A bass, down to the big E. And then if we tried it through that chorus tag, we'd have D with a D bass, down, D sus2 the D bass, down, D sus with the D bass, down, D with the D bass, down, up. Now through the chorus, though, instead of using the down, up, what can really match the recording better is something called a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is right now, if you're tapping your foot to the beat, we're kind of dividing that into 2 parts, and that's called an 8th note. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Well, what a 16th note is where you divide that beat into 4 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favorite 16th note strum patterns is a long down, up, down, up. And what I mean by that is if you take the D and kind of do it down for 4, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. And then on the second beat, you'd be doing down on 1, down on 3, up on 4. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then on the third beat, you'd be doing an up on 2, down on 3. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, up, down, 1, up, down, 1, up, down. And then on the last beat, you're going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So you got down, up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So all together, you got long down, up, down, down, up, long down, up, down, up, long down, down, up, long down, down, up, down, up, long down, take that and apply it to that chorus, then the weird part is where we got the D and the A. So we really only have enough time to do the long down, 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 up on those chords. So we tried it that way. We'd have D with a long down, 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 A with long down, 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 D with a down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, D with a down, 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 A down, 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 E down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, D with a down, 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 up, A down, 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 up, big E. But if you wanted to, you could kind of throw in your bass notes for that too. So you could kind of do a bass down, down, up for the D and A, and then do a bass down, down, up, down, down, up, down, up for the E. So we tried it that way. You'd have D with a D bass, down, down, A with an A bass, down, down, E with a low E bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, D with a D bass, down, down, A with an A bass, down, down, E with a low E bass, down, down, up, down, down, up, down, D with a D bass, down, down, A with an A bass, down, down, a big E. And then at the end part, actually, we could go back to that D idea where we got the D with a D bass, down, up, down, D sus, 2, down, up, D sus, down, up, D with a D bass, down, up, down, up. And then we're going back into our verse part. Now, one other thing I would think about adding, actually, there's some little chords, actually, that you could kind of substitute in to kind of match a little bit more of the recording and how Steven's kind of moving around. So from the A major, actually, or on the A major, there's kind of a little D that you could kind of do, where if you take the first finger and kind of go to the G string on the 2nd fret, second finger on the B string on the 3rd fret, and third finger on the D string on the 4th fret, if you strum all those together, it's kind of a D major 9 with an A in the bass. But that can be a cool thing to kind of move to while you're on the A. And there's a little teeny E minor chord actually, but it sounds more like an A chord, like with everything, with the A in the bass. But if you take the first finger and kind of move them to 4th fret on the G string, second finger on the D string on the 5th fret, and third finger on the B string on the 5th fret, if you strum all those together, then that's kind of an E minor chord with an A in the bass. So those can be kind of cool chords to kind of move to while you're on the A. So you could have like the A major, A or D slash A, E minor slash A, D slash A major, D slash A, E minor slash A, D minor slash A. And what the A, or the slash A means is that you just got an A in the bass, so you're still kind of shooting for that A note. So we tried that with our bass notes. You'd have A with an A bass, down, up, down, D slash A with an A bass, down, up, down, D minor with an A bass, down, up, down, up, A, D with an A bass, down, up, down, A, D, E minor, D. And then there's some little E's that you can kind of do that same kind of idea with, where if you take the E major, from where we are, if we take the first finger and kind of go to the G string on the 2nd fret, third finger on the A string on the 4th fret, and the pinky on the D string on the 4th fret, if you strum all those together, that's something called an F sharp minor, but with an E in the bass, because we still got the E for low E bass. And then from there, if we kind of take that shape and then slide it over, so first finger goes to 4th fret, third finger on the A string 6th fret, and the pinky on the D string 6th fret, then that would be a G sharp minor slash E, so a G sharp minor chord with an E in the bass. So, and then we can kind of alternate between those on the E chord. So we could have the E with the down, down, up, down, F sharp minor slash E, G sharp minor slash E, F sharp minor slash E. Or if you wanted to try that with your bass notes, you could have the low E for the bass on all of those. So E with the F sharp minor, G sharp minor, F sharp minor. So we tried that through our next verse. We'd have the A with an A bass, down, up, D, E minor with an A bass, D with an A bass, A with an A bass, D with an A bass, E minor with an A bass, D with an A bass, and then E major with a low E bass, F sharp minor with an E bass, E sharp minor with a low E bass, F sharp minor with a low E bass, A with an A bass, D slash A, E minor slash A, D slash A, E major or A major, D slash A, E minor slash A, D slash A, E major with low E bass, F sharp minor with low E bass, G sharp minor with low E bass, and then kind of that big E. And then from there we could go back into our chorus part. And on the chorus, something else you may want to try is sometimes it can be cool to take that 16th note strum pattern and then add extra basses to it. So for myself, what can feel really good is kind of working a bass, bass, down, down, up, bass, down, up, kind of idea where I'm throwing in some extra basses. So when we get to that D and A, you could do a bass, bass, down, up, kind of on the D and the A, and then do the E with the bass, bass, down, up, bass, down, up. So we tried it that way. You got D with the D bass, down, A with the bass, bass, down, ukulele bass, bass, down, up, bass, down, B with the bass, bass, down, A with the bass, bass, down, ukulele bass, bass, down, up, bass, down, B with the bass, bass, down, A with the bass, bass, down, C. And then we're kind of back to that D idea where we got the D with the D bass, down, B sus2, B sus, D. We got just a big A major chord. But that's the basics of how you could strum through Change Partners by Stephen Stills. So good luck!